So what exactly is the American Dream? So this is going to be my movie review number 6. I'm going to try and get 7 movie reviews in before 2026. I started reviewing 2025 and 7's my lucky number, so I just thought I'd review my favorite movie today. I've stated prior, like, my favorite movies are Halloween, John Carpenter, Still Life. Halloween is definitely my number one favorite actual fictional movie, but my favorite movie of all time, bar none, is a documentary called Hoop Dreams. And it's a widely known documentary, but I think people should watch it more, rewatch it. People who have heard about it and haven't watched it yet should definitely watch it. I'm just gonna do a quick review here. So it's a 1994 movie, and it is a documentary. So call me a snob or whatever, but I have a very strict definition of documentaries. The first movie I reviewed was called 14 Days in May. That's a documentary. For me, a documentary is where, you're documenting like an event or somebody's life or somebody going through an ordeal or something like that. Like American Movie, that's a documentary. It's really funny, it's cute, and, it's a great documentary. Hoop Dreams is the king of all documentaries, okay? They shot this, it was made by Steve James, who's the director, who went on to make another great documentary called Stevie, but that's neither here nor there. It's made by Steve James and also Frederick Marx and Peter Gilbert, who were on his team. So it's like directed by 3 people. And it's called Hoop Dreams, but it's not really about basketball. Like, basketball is one dimension. If you know nothing about basketball, you'll still love this documentary. If you like basketball, that's even better. You might like it even more, but you don't need to know anything about basketball to watch this documentary. Just want to look at the runtime. It's 171 minutes, so it's an almost 3-hour documentary. I'm not sure if that is the TV version, but the full version is about 3 hours. And you can get it on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube, etc. So it started out, the project, as like a short film for like PBS, just about kids and basketball. And they started following these 2 kids, and the documentary was shot from like 1988 all the way to 1993, or 1986 to 1993. So it was shot for like a 7 or 8 year period. And we follow 2 families, 2 kids actually. The first one is Arthur Agee, and the second one is William Gates. And they're both amazing basketball players at age 12 or 13. So they just finished grammar school, they're going into high school, and they're being scouted as, basketball talent, and so on and so forth. And you follow their stories throughout their entire high school journey, starting freshman year, sophomore, junior year, senior year, and even into college. And you see the ups and downs of these 2 characters and their families. Now, it's set in Chicago, mostly. That's where our 2 characters live. They both live in Section 8 housing. Their families are incredibly poor. This is the late 1980s, early 1990s, so Michael Jordan was, huge. Isaiah Thomas was huge. Isaiah Thomas is in the movie. And both Arthur and William start going to a high school called St. Joseph's. And the coach there is super famous. He's won several state championships at the time, Gene Pingatore. And he's kind of a hard ass. But the amazing thing about this movie is, well, there's several amazing things. First, it's a documentary. So you might think, oh, documentary, it's, boring and, I'm going to fall asleep. 3-hour runtime. That's not the case at all. Like, if you wanted to write a movie about anything, about life, about basketball, about, dreams, chasing dreams, and so on and so forth, you could not write a better script than what happens in this movie. It's honestly that good. Like, it's Shakespearean. That's what, a lot of the reviewers call it. The way the events play out and the way that your expectations get played around with is truly, it's an amazing, amazing experience. And you go through it with both families. The reason I started out with what's the American Dream is because that's what the movie's about. The movie's about life in America, and chasing the American dream. And specifically, it's about lower class, lower income households back in the late 80s, early 90s, specifically African American neighborhoods in Chicago that are, public housing, Section 8 housing, whatever you call it. Both families were incredibly poor, on welfare, and they lived in an extremely violent neighborhood. So after the movie came out in 1994, Arthur and William became kind of famous. But even after it came out, William's brother got shot to death. His brother is in the movie. His brother was his idol to chase his basketball dreams. His brother could have been the next Michael Jordan if he was not such, kind of hard to work with or uncoachable. And also, Arthur's father got shot, and he's in the movie. Both William's brother and Arthur's father are a huge part of the movie. And so, again, the plot of the movie, you could not make a fiction movie with a plot like this. I mean, the plot is just so perfect. It's Shakespearean. It actually has like a 3-act structure or a 5-act structure, whatever you want to call it. There's a denouement or epilogue at the very end. But it's just so amazing watching William and Arthur starting out at 12 years old. They're little kids. William's a little big for his age. And then they end up in college playing college basketball. And I mean, there's no spoilers. You can check on, Google. Neither of them made it into the NBA. William, had a tryout with Michael Jordan for the Hornets, I think, at some point. But neither of them got their dreams of making it. But this is the greatest sports movie, the greatest documentary, in my opinion, the greatest movie, period. If you've ever seen Spike Lee's He Got Game, he took immense inspiration from this movie, and if you watch this movie, you'll see it. And so they go to the ABCD camps because they're high level. You see a lot of NBA stars in there when they were, in college and actually in high school. And, they have injuries, they have ups and downs, and a lot of it's not even about basketball. It's mostly not about basketball. It's about life. It's about how to live a life when you don't have the means, when you don't have enough money coming in, and you have 3, 4, 5 kids to support. How do you put food on the table? I think a lot of Americans are going through that, and it's not, you don't have to be discreet about it. It's in the news everywhere, that this sort of K-shaped economy where, 50 new billionaires this year, and yet tons of people are struggling, living in their cars. And so I think it's very topical, and it's a great movie to watch. It lifts your spirits, like really lifts your spirits, because it's a good ending for both of them, even though neither of them actually make it. It's such an amazing movie. I cannot recommend it enough. I give it, 20 out of 10. It's notorious for being, one of the biggest Oscar thefts in Oscar history. And they had to change the rules for documentary submissions for the Academy Awards, the Oscars, after this film got snubbed. This is, bar none, the greatest movie, fiction or not, ever made. And if you want to know, if you aren't American, if you're a foreigner or you've never been to America, you've never lived here, you want to understand America, watch this movie. You'll understand America when you watch this movie. This movie is just so beautiful, and I think Arthur and William are still around, although I'll have to double check, and they do interviews and so on and so forth. But my first movie review was a documentary. I love documentaries, like real documentaries, like American Movie, or Hoop Dreams, or 14 Days in May. Hoop Dreams is simply amazing. You will not regret watching it. The first hour is a little slow because they're kids and they're going through their freshman year in high school, but it just starts, moving at a fast clip, and you start really empathizing with both families, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the siblings. It's such a beautiful movie, and William and Arthur are so amazing in this movie, and I just, shout out to William Gates and Arthur Agee for allowing the film crew to film their young lives. It got to the point where after a year, they didn't even notice the filmmakers, and so you see a lot of stuff, very intimate stuff play out in this movie. So yeah, I cannot recommend this enough. Hoop Dreams is the greatest movie of all time. I don't think, there will be another movie for me that will ever top Hoop Dreams. It's just 20 out of 10. And again, my favorite fiction movie is Halloween, but my favorite movie, bar none, is Hoop Dreams. And I guess that's it for movie review number 6.